Bhagat Singh also. In between, we could see during emergency, Krishnaya Bhumaka, the revolutionary peasants were also killed by Indira Gandhi. To hang Bhumaya Krishnagaon, the Indian state needed a state of emergency. But today, they don't even need to declare emergency to do this dastardly act, because the fascisation of the state, and without even following any democratic principles also, it can do it. The fast sequence of things that have been done in the last few days, the decision of the cabinet and President's approval and Home Ministry's decision, everything comes secretly within a span of 15 days. And nobody knows. It was not announced. And the day was fixed only 2 days ago, as per the Home Minister, Sushil Kumar Shinde. Choosing the weekend so that the protest would not take place. And even the protest, if they take place, how today we have seen the whole day, they suppress the protest, the voice of protest. Afzal Guru is not an ordinary man. He has a vision. He has aspirations for these people. Afzal Guru today stands for Kashmir. If Kashmir cannot have freedom, we people in India also cannot have freedom. Afzal Guru is not a man. He stands for the entire society of Kashmir today. 6 in the morning, 6:10, they hang him, and before that, they pass orders to impose curfew all over Kashmir. Why? If he is a terrorist, if he is not needed for the society, why are you so afraid of him? Then nobody would have protested if he is a terrorist. But today it is clear for us that Indian state is the biggest terrorist in this subcontinent. The act of hanging Afzal is an act of terrorism. Even after hanging him, the Indian state still is terrified. Immediately he is buried in the premises of the prison. This is against any norms, democratic norms, any law. The body should have been given properly to his family so that they would have done their traditional way, whatever the Kashmiris would do, and bury him in Kashmir. You are even threatened by the dead body. Who is vulnerable? Is Kashmiris are the people of India? The Indian state is so frightened. You have the courage to kill a democratic-minded person with all the people supporting him, and at the same time, you are so threatened and terrified to even after killing. This is the reality. Actually, today, the meeting is called for a different purpose. The purpose was to discuss the army paramilitary atrocities in the tribal areas. And the so-called second phase of Operation Green Hand, which has started recently, they have made several plans of genocidal plans. And this meeting today was to discuss those genocidal action plans and resist that. The Forum Against Violent People was formed 3 years ago. in this very hall, and most prominent citizens of Delhi are part of it, and 40 organizations are part of it. The kind of genocide that is going on in the tribal region, central and eastern India regions, is to be brought out into the public. That is the plan. But today, we are not in a position to discuss and plan anything. We can only remember Afzal Guru, and 8 long years he waited to be released or sent to Paris. That was the most torturous period anybody can have in life. Why have you waited for 80 years? That was much more difficult and worse than death itself. Not only Afzal Guru, all the people, democratic minded people, entire Kashmir waited in anxiety for 8 years. And secretly, in a cowardly way, you murder him. This is not a judicial, we cannot tell this as a judicial thing. We cannot say that the law has taken its course. There is no law. Afzal Guru was not given justice. He was denied even proper legal aid. We know that Afzal Guru was killed by the Indian state because Afzal Guru knows a number of secrets the Indian state did hide before the public, particularly in the so-called attack on the parliament. He did speak all this. He did write all this. He informed all this to his lawyer, but those facts could never be investigated, could never be published, and never be brought out. If those facts would have come out, Afzal Guru would never have been hanged. But the Indian state, Indian judiciary flatly rejected to bring out the facts or investigate.